My name is Anna. Do you want to hear a secret? I sit in a hospital chair now. The lights are cold and white. My hands shake a little as I hold a paper. The paper is a diagnosis. I read the word surgery and I breathe. I see a nurse walk by with a tray. I feel anger and pain at the same time. I trusted one man with my life. However, I discovered something that changed all of us. He smiled and he lied. I feel betrayed by the truth. I will tell you how this happened. I will tell you why I did not speak at first. The truth is small and heavy. It will hurt like a hidden knife. Stay with me. I will show you the secret and the cost. My name is Anna. I work in a small shop near the hospital. One night I got a phone call. My brother Mark had chest pain. He said he felt a strong symptom. I called an ambulance. The ambulance came fast. We went to the emergency room. The nurse checked his heart and his breathing. A young doctor spoke to us. He said the test was not good. The doctor wrote a prescription and said he needed surgery. I felt fear like a cold wind. I held Mark's hand. He smiled and said, "I am fine." I knew he was not fine. The doctor moved us to the ICU. Machines made a quiet beep. I watched the monitor and watched his chest move. The staff moved quickly. They gave him treatment and oxygen. I waited in the recovery area. I asked the nurse many questions. She said the diagnosis was serious. She said surgery would help. I wanted to trust her words. I wanted to trust the doctor. Later, the doctor came with a folder. He sat down and looked kind. He spoke in a soft voice. "We will do everything," he said. He gave us hope. He gave us a plan. The plan had dates and times. I read each line. I read the words surgery, treatment, and recovery. I thought of our childhood. Mark used to run and laugh. Now he was quiet. I felt a deep sadness. I thought of the cost of care and the cost of life. I told the doctor I would wait by his bed. I said nothing about my past. I said nothing about the secret I kept. The doctor left with a kind nod. I stayed and watched the door. I thought the hospital was safe. I thought people here were helpers. But a seed of doubt grew inside me. Later that night I found something small and strange on a tray. It was a torn photo. The photo had two people. One was Mark. The other was a man I knew well. I felt a fast heat in my chest. How could this be? The photo was like a small proof. I folded it and kept it in my pocket. I did not tell Mark. I did not tell the nurse. I felt the first beat of betrayal. My name is Tom. I am a night nurse on the 5th floor. I met Anna in the corridor. She looked tired and pale. She asked me about Mark. I told her he was stable after surgery. I did not know she had a torn photo. I saw Anna sit close to the ICU door. She watched the doctors. Her eyes were sharp. She watched one doctor more than the others. He had a gentle way. He spoke calm words to each family. Sometimes he stayed late and spoke with Anna. They had long talks about care and hope. I thought they were friends. One night I heard Anna say, "I owe you my life." The doctor smiled and touched her hand for a moment. I thought it was a kind gesture. I did not think much more. A week passed and Mark was better. He left the ICU for recovery. He walked slowly and smiled weakly. The nurse gave him a new prescription for pills. He needed rest. Anna stayed by his bed day and night. She fed him and read to him. She smiled when he ate. I felt that she cared for him. But I also saw Anna look at the doctor with a different face. She would walk to the door and wait. She would watch the doctor speak with other patients. One day Anna came to me with worry. She said, "I think he lied to me." I was surprised. I knew the doctor as a good man. I said, "What do you mean?" She showed me the torn photo. The doctor in the photo had been with Mark and another patient. The photo had a name on the back. It was the doctor's name. I felt a large change inside. I felt the air go thin. Anna said the man in the photo was not kind. She said the man sold secrets. She said he took money from families. I wanted to ask more. I wanted proof. Anna said she had proof in her bag. She had papers and messages. She said the doctor had a wrong diagnosis for one patient. He wrote the wrong treatment. That patient had a bad recovery. Anna said she had lost someone before. She said she would not lose Mark. Her voice was small but hard. I did not know what to do. I could report the doctor. I could tell the head nurse. But Anna shook her head. She said, "If I speak, Mark will lose care. He will go to another hospital. He may die without my help." I felt trapped. I thought of rules and ethics. I thought of the life in front of me and the life I might lose. The night was full of quiet machines. The word betrayal sat heavy in my mind. Anna looked at me and said, "Help me keep the secret." My name is Anna. I had a choice. I could tell the truth to the head nurse. I could go to the police. I could speak about the wrong diagnosis I saw. I could stop the doctor. But I loved Mark. I could not risk his care. I thought of the emergency hours and the surgery that helped him. I thought of the recovery and the slow days. I thought of my small life with Mark. The cost of one voice felt too high. So I kept the secret. I gave the doctor a small note. I told him I would stay quiet if he helped Mark well. He agreed with a smile. He gave me a confident look. He said, "I will do my best." But later I learned he was taking money for quick treatments. He asked for more money from some families. I felt sick. I felt I had become part of a lie. The next week Mark was better. He walked with a cane. He talked with a new patient. He smiled at me and said, "I am lucky to have you." I nodded and hid the pain. One afternoon a woman cried in the hallway. She spoke of a wrong prescription. She said the pills made her father worse. The word prescription echoed like a bell. She asked the nurse for help. The head nurse came and asked many questions. I watched from the corner and saw the doctor grow quiet. I saw his hands shake. He was not a hero now. He was a man with secrets. I could feel rage and fear. I wanted to tell the truth. I wanted to throw the papers on the table. But Mark was there. He looked at me with trust. I remembered his laugh and the small scar on his chin. I felt trapped by love and fear. I went to the roof to breathe. The sun was weak. I heard voices below. The head nurse called my name. She found me and said, "We need to talk." I walked down with heavy feet. The nurse showed me a small envelope. It had the torn photo and a note. The note had my name. Someone knew my secret. I felt the world tilt. Who could know? I thought of the man in the photo. I thought of the doctor. I thought of Mark. I thought of my past mistake that I never told. Suddenly the head nurse said, "We will not let more families lose trust. We will act." I felt my chest go cold. I thought of my deal and of the price I now must pay. The nurse looked at me with firm eyes. She said, "We will protect patients. We will find the truth." My mind raced. The secret was out, or it might be out. I feared the end of my plan. I feared losing Mark and losing my control. The hospital felt like a small town with many doors. Each door held a secret. My name is Anna. The truth came out in a slow and painful way. The hospital began an inquiry. The head nurse asked many staff for statements. The doctor had to answer for the wrong treatments and the money. He denied some things. He admitted other things. The police spoke with families. Mark looked at me with new eyes. He asked, "Why did you hide this?" I had no easy answer. I told him about my fear and my past. I told him that I thought keeping the secret would protect him. He listened and then he was quiet. He hugged me and said, "I needed the truth, Anna." The hospital learned from this. They changed some rules about treatment and prescription. They set a new check for diagnosis and for surgery notes. The staff trained more. The hospital made a promise to patients. The lesson I learned was hard. Keeping a secret feels like protection. But a secret can hurt many people. In the end, honesty made care better for all. Mark slowly moved toward full recovery. He forgave me in small steps. I had to forgive myself too. If you ever face a secret in a hospital, speak to a nurse or a trusted staff member. Ask for help. The truth can be hard. But the truth can save lives. I am Anna. I will try now to live with honesty and to help others say the truth.